Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Just a Talk. Last time I talked about what causes cancer. Certainly, I don't claim to know everything, and most of us probably don't know enough to know because we have seen people that have no predisposing factors for developing cancers and still get it. Certain things are well known, certain things are less known, and certain things are unknown. So when we talk about cancer, this is something like that. It's probably a multifactorial disease where a number of genes and environment and personal habits, etc., do play a major role. And then, of course, the last would be probably just bad luck. In medicine and in science, people don't like to put in the luck, but I am sure when we continue to investigate more and more into genetics, we will know why certain things predispose to getting certain cancers. Now, again, just because somebody has a genetic mutation that can predispose to the cancer does not mean they get cancer. And that's where some other factor comes in. And then, of course, people talk about nature and nurtured, which simply means genetic predisposition, nature, and nurtured would be the environment. So at this time, I'm just going to summarize certain things and see if that kind of helps you to understand why cancer develops. I'm going to categorize them in particular way, but then I'm going to talk about something that I feel could contribute also. So the genetic predisposition, we talked briefly about it last time. One has to understand that an entire human body is made out of one single cell, which happens when a sperm fertilizes an ovum. So sperm has half the genes from the father. The ovum has half the genes from the mother, and both of them are fused together and a new individual is formed. So if there is a defective or a gene mutation in either sperm's genes, which are half the original, or the mothers in the ovum have genes, then that genetic mutation is carried in every cell in the human body. The well-known one is, of course, breast cancer genes, and there are a few others that are known. With the presence of breast cancer gene, or BRCA1 and BRCA2, the incidence of breast cancer occurs almost 60 to 80%. There is also an increased incidence of ovarian cancer in 20 to 40% or so. Interestingly enough, when men carry this gene, they don't have as high incidence of breast cancer, but some have some incidence of prostate cancer and some have some other. So it is interesting that the same gene mutation does not cause cancer in everybody. And when it does cause, it is different in men versus women. Again, people could say, and people do say, that the female hormones, estrogen and progesterone, may be playing a role in addition to having the genetic mutation. Now, this is a genetic mutation which is present in every cell. But individually in different organs, whenever there is a damage and there is a repair, damage and a repair, and this repair of the DNA may be defective, and then people develop cancers. This is a genetic mutation in somatic cell, individual cells. So somebody has a cancer of the oral cavity. The mutation that occurred in these cells are only localized to the tumor. So you cannot detect that in the skin, that you cannot detect that in the liver, kidneys, or any other organ. So this is a different mutation compared to the mutation that I mentioned, which is breast cancer, and that occurs in every cell in the body. So genetic predisposition is important and that could be traced to certain genes. As the time goes on, we're going to see more and more genetic mutation detected that predisposes to a cancer. But in addition to the mutation, certainly there is an environmental factor which predisposes one to the developing cancer. So, environmental includes the tobacco, smoking, and chewing, which causes various cancers, or probably all the cancer incidence with increased tobacco use. Whether it is bladder cancer, whether it is pancreatic cancer, whether it is breast cancer, oral cavity, esophagus, throat, lung. Of course, the lung is a major one. Similar thing holds true about alcohol to some extent. Oral cavity cancer, stomach cancer, hepatic cancer are well known to occur in alcohol consumption. Some also get breast cancer. Asbestos, environment since we are talking about, everybody knows about it. The asbestos fiber is indestructible, and so when it settles into the lung, it continues to irritate in a process of destruction, repair, repair. Cells become cancerous because of the mutation that occurs in the cells. So the three common that I mentioned are the three known: tobacco, alcohol, and asbestos. Everybody knows about the ultraviolet lights, sunlight, and of course the radiation. Radiation injury, excessive exposure to radiation leads to also a cancer. Again, what does radiation do? Damages the DNA. When it damages the DNA, there's a repair. A defective repair will lead to a mutation. A defective DNA will lead to a cancer formation because the DNA is damaged and causes the mutation. Infection. We have known certain bacteria, certain parasites, certain viruses, and these are well known to cause cancers. HP, human papilloma virus, well known cancer predisposition with oral cavity and gynecological cancers, cervical, uterine, etc. We also know about hepatitis B infection, hepatitis C infection. We are also known certain things like Burkitt's lymphoma, certain cancers or lymphomas occurring in cats. They are known. So we know that the viruses, bacteria, parasites, they all can cause or predispose to cancer. Lifestyle. This is probably one of the important ones, especially since lifestyle can be changed and you can reduce the risk of cancer. Lifestyle, again, we go back to the same thing: use of alcohol, use of tobacco product, smoking, chewing, etc. And also the diet and also the exercise. So certainly the exercise and a good diet consists of several servings, 6, 7, 8 servings of fruits and vegetables, will reduce the incidence of cancer compared to that. Using too much of other bad over-the-counter processed food would lead to certain cancers. So lifestyle includes exercise, good diet, not having bad habits will lead to reduction in the lung, any incidence of cancer. So lifestyle is important, as you can prevent and you can improve the chance of not getting lung cancer. Age. As we get older, the possibility of developing cancer increases, and this may be related to our inability to repair the damage to the lung, damage to the other DNA. So essentially that's what is all sum and substance. I'm going to quickly touch about irritants and the development of cancers and inflammation, and then family history. So these are all different things. But as far as irritants are concerned, I'm going to give you some examples. When Madame Curie found out radium, people were using real radium watches. They developed cancer of the radius, which was right here because there was a constant exposure of the bone to the radiation. Sharp teeth. have caused cancers of the buccal cavity or tongue because of the repeated biting, and then repair leads to higher chances of DNA damage, and then you get the cancer. One of the well-known cancer is called Kangri, Kangri, I think. This is the cancer of the skin that develops in people in Kashmir, where a heated burner is put around the belly wall and they get cancers of thigh and abdominal wall, with the skin cancer, again related to the damage from the heat of coal-containing burner that these people put because of the extreme cold temperature in the area. So local irritation, repair, inflammation, age, family history are also very important. I'm sure there are more causes and more things will be found out, and then we can talk about it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. If you like, please subscribe.